We have a quorum, and Doug and Julie are not here. For the regular agenda, we're gonna take off, because we're not all five here, the nominate chair and vice chair, number 6. And since Brenton's not here, the city administrator update, we'll take that off. So can we have a motion to approve the amended agenda?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, moved and seconded, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Now,
Oh, did we push record? Yeah, I did.
now, you look at all 3 of these minutes?
Yes.
You looked at all 3 of the minutes?
I'll approve them.
Can we have a motion to approve all 3 of them?
All 3 of them.
Okay,
I'll second.
all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Child Care Center. You're up.
Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, the application before you tonight is for a conditional use permit to approve a use for a child care center located, it was up on the map there, located east of Jack's Way, just north of Lakeview Drive, and west of the school there, within that subdivision. The current zoning of the property is C2. I'm not proposing any change to that. It's the land is currently vacant, and the child care center will sit on a lot that'll be carved out of the lot. That's a larger lot that's there. The staff analysis and the staff report was prepared without previous knowledge of commitments that were presented to the developer by Barrett before he left, and in conversations with Breton. So this evening, the applicant is requesting that the commission consider the use of the site only. Is the child care facility the appropriate use in this location? The staff report identifies a number of deficiencies in the application that relate to following the city's subdivision ordinance as far as code and that type of thing for conditional use permit submittals. The applicant has indicated that he will be submitting a subdivision plat of that larger lot, including the child care facility, if that use is approved in that location.
You got your arrow on that part?
I do, yep, right here.
Right there.
Oh, that'll
So
be.
this is the salon here,
Yep, oh, yep.
and then it's right,
Yep, that's
right
what I
here.
thought. Okay.
Right next to
The
that.
Horace
So-
Lutheran is right here.
Yep,
I
Yep.
was gonna say, yeah, by the church.
And then this one here shows,
yep.
this is not oriented the correct way. This is, north is left. I think I did.
I read all that stuff, it's a great spot for us at a school. Take the little kids and the big kids at the same time.
I think so.
I have no problem with it.
Go ahead, keep going.
I was just gonna say, so just a reminder that, so with an application for a conditional use permit, there's a number of site plan things, there's a subdivision, there's a number of those different,
Yeah, you got
nuts
those
and
listed.
bolts items that aren't included with this application, so. And city staff had indicated to the developer that, well, let's take the use and see if the commission agrees with a child care facility in this location for use. And then they'll come back, and then you get a kick at the site plan and the building and what it looks like and
Yep.
and location and that type of thing. And Mr. Blake Carlson with the developers here to present some information to the commission if you got any questions and that kind of thing. So unless you got any questions from me about report or something, it boils down to, well, does the city see a child care facility in this location as an appropriate use? So.
I read all that stuff and it all looks good to me. It's a great place for it, I think, and I read the things about, the extra things he needs. That's just general stuff that's needed for all
Yeah.
proposals and stuff. Which he'll have to satisfy that, so that's no problem, so.
I think it's a great place for it.
Just one a block away, or is that still there? Is that,
The one,
To the-
yeah.
to the
right
south?
below. Yeah.
The
there's
next
one
one would
there.
be here.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
Right.
here.
It's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Here.
And then there's the one over by the post office.
yeah? Oh, yeah.
My guess is with what we're thinking gonna happen in the city, 3 childcare is gonna be probably not enough.
Agreed.
Uh,
So there's a high demand.
I looked at your arguments based on the 2045 and frankly, I think the 2045 76th Avenue 17 corridor needs to be readdressed based on what's gonna happen on 64th Avenue first anyway, probably. Yeah, this isn't 2-story, it's not gonna be a mixed use. I think we're gonna see a whole lot of stuff up there. At some point, I hope to see a grocery store up there on the corner that's not going to be a 2-story building. We're gonna end up with, our mixed use is probably gonna end up being down in Lakeview and up on 64th, is my guess.
Sure.
Is that 2-story, that beauty salon, is that 2-story? It wasn't in at that time.
Oh, was it in at the time?
Or did we just miss that or whatever?
I think the plan was being developed at that time. I think 2040, it got put up while 2045 was coming through its.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you know, we got one that's 1 story there, another 1 story there, at a small building. It's not
Okay,
like a
now
large-
switch over to the future land use map. You just gotta click back and probably,
I gotta find my mouse first, though.
yeah, I know, Jimmy. There.
Oh, they don't have the thing on, they don't have its, the attributes on there, but it would be community focus.
Yes,
Community focus.
and community focus is a pretty broad brush.
Yeah.
No, yeah, community focus in the 2045 is the land work. My house is within a community focus area, and
It should be.
no, that should be in the deputy's focus, is what you mean.
Future land use categories when applied to key locations in the city that require special attention. In most instances, future land uses in these areas are expected to include a combination of higher density residential and commercial uses. Specific mix of uses will vary based on adjacent uses, location, and access. Industrial land uses are not permitted in most areas within this category. Special design guidelines or buffers are required to ensure compatibility with adjacent landowners.
Yeah, see, that's a broad focus. This doesn't go against the future land use map. It's, when you look at the uses, I'm using a lot of words here. We're all in favor of this, but if you look at the permitted uses, there's a whole lot of permitted uses in here that are a lot worse than a daycare center. That's
Yeah,
something.
the only thing you'd wanna,
Sex shops.
which a daycare center needs to do that anyway, but the only thing, you know, I mean, we're talking small children and all that, so you need to have the safety of what the use is at that point, be taken into account with what's gonna happen with the building in close
Yeah, if it was a sex
proximity right
shop,
next
we'd
to
be
it, you know.
talking different.
So, I mean, you wouldn't want that and then like, you know, a 5-story building right next to it, I guess, is kind of
Yeah.
my thought. But I think there's a good use for, or demand for this. It's a
It's gonna be,
decent location.
it's gonna be a good drop-off point for
And,
teachers and.
Yeah, it's probably good from that perspective too, of the access on and off.
Nice to see the
All of that.
playground being on the north side.
right.
Yeah.
Buffered by
That's right.
parking lot.
Yeah,
There's a
that's
by
good to
one
see.
story.
Playground
Yeah.
area.
Yes.
Those are the kinds of
What'd you
things
say?
that I
This is
think,
West
you
Fargo's
know,
got five
one's
story
gonna
buildings,
wanna
one story buildings they
Yeah.
put in.
Okay,
address.
can we have a motion for the conditional use permit?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Okay, moved and seconded, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anybody else got anything else good for the order?
Thank you guys.
You bet.
That was easier than that.
What's that?
You were ready
Oh,
for it.
no,
For somebody to not like it, so.
No, well, I didn't.
If we
I-
don't, we'll tell you.
Yeah, if you trust me, if we don't, we'll tell you. But, like you said, but, I had pulled this thing up,
It's an easy one.
on my phone first of all, and then I went to the computer to look at it and finally figured out exactly where they, oh, yes.
How many kids are gonna, is it gonna be able to handle?
I think they're still finalizing it, but it'll be in the 90s up to,
Now,
if they're fully staffed.
I'm assuming you're doing this because you have a, client lined up.
We have, yeah, so we have, somebody that's interested that we're gonna probably build it for them.
Yes.
Yep.
What's your company?
With Christensen Companies.
Oh.
You
Kevin
normally we
Christensen.
I work
see,
with
Kevin.
Chris Mack.
normally we see Chris Mack here.
Oh.
I'm a little newer to the company, so I'm just getting familiar with all the different projects and things, so.
Well, as you heard, okay, we'll leave it go. As you heard, when the next thing that's coming up from your company, I have definite feelings about how that should go. In other words.
We got several next things coming up here,
But the,
Yeah.
the, what's the name? Southdale Farms,
Yeah.
the next one. I want 66th Street coming in because we're gonna start needing that with the number of kids we're gonna have out there. And we're not gonna have a front way for them to get to any place. The other thing that's gonna happen is when they start doing the roundabout down there on 64th in 2023. I don't know if you know about that. Okay. We've got some people that need a way out. Anyway,
I'll make a motion.
all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I know what the motion was.
Oh, okay. I figured you'd know that.
Have a good evening.
You too.
You too.
They'll send him to all these now because
I
it
know.
goes so easy, right?
Next time he'll be like
What?
shell shocked.